Okay.
We're back.
Mm.
Alright. I'm not exactly sure what happened. My computer just got overloaded. We're going to gather up the equipment, the stuff you found, the material you found there, and then head back to the mine and join it back up with everybody. Is that
Yes.
correct? You
Roll
arrive.
decently and look at when they're looking at things.
What was that?
See anything on the camera we adjusted?
Oh. Well, no, because he's down in the mine.
That's true.
So, I mean, you see him getting it looks like he's getting ready to go down, and then he leaves his room. So you don't actually see anything because he's down in the mine right now. But, so you guys, the two that were down in the mine.
Right. As we go up, we check the side paths just glancingly to see if there's been travel going in and
it
out of those
doesn't
side
really
paths.
look like there has been. It looks
Okay.
like the mine is really just doing what it's supposed to be doing. There doesn't seem to be anything going off. There doesn't seem any, at least that you find, any
Right.
noticeable tracks or footprints going off into any of the older side passages that aren't currently being worked.
All right. All right. So they're not going
No.
off to secret paths or anything
Yeah,
like that.
no.
All right. So then let's try
So-
to head on out of here.
You guys get up to the surface about the time that Rini and Zulki get back in the air car, and they let you know what they've discovered. So you now have a broken chronocom, and
we
you
found
have some
nothing.
materials that were found.
Okay. Well, wait a second. I could do something with that. I could break that down and try to figure out some information about the Chronicon, right?
Yep, you could if you wanted to.
All right. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do.
Okay.
Try to
We
see the track
specifically didn't
location,
touch it
time.
because we know we'd screw it up.
Well, thank you.
Leaving it all to you.
I can't talk to people, but I can talk to the machine.
All right.
Let's
So
start getting this happening.
you are right there. If you want, you can go over into the tech lab, which is room 7 on the map, which everybody should be back in on at this point.
Yep. Right next to the garage.
Yep, right next to the garage, and
Got it.
you can go in there, and there's workbenches. There's all kinds of stuff in there. So it actually counts. It actually gives a +10 to any skill rolls. It's a well stocked, lots of equipment. So what do you want to try to do?
Well, first we would like to find out exactly the location where it was busted, the time,
Okay.
and what else does this thing do?
So this is it's a communicator. So it's, you know.
Oh, do you want to find where the last outgoing message was going to, guys?
Quick question, Tom.
Yeah.
Does the Chronocom have a GPS on it?
Yeah, they do.
So we could conceivably see where the body was.
Yeah, location. That's what I wanted to find. Location and time where it was busted. That I figured. But I don't know if it has communications where it would. Is there a way to see where the last outgoing communications was going to?
If the memory hasn't been corrupted, yes, that would be in there. You know, it's the Star Frontiers version of a cell phone. So
Definitely.
Yeah. I guess a flip phone style cell phone, but so yeah, you can. So okay, so go ahead and make a technician skill roll.
Smash roll. Who does that?
Okay, so it's pretty beat up. You get it open, and you've got it out there, but I mean it doesn't work. But you've got the equipment in the room that you should be able to hook it up and access the memory in that, but you can't quite seem to get
Port.
so you don't know if you're just not connecting, if something's broken in it, if it's you, or if it's so.
Well, let me see. Try to hook it up. Can I match?
With what?
We all have one of these, right?
No, yeah, you all have one.
All right. So if I match it up with one of my working ones, I could find out exactly where the connections would be and try to roll again.
Sure, if you want to disassemble yours to look at it.
I'll give it a shot. If
All
it'll
right.
help. I gotta try to make this. Oh, getting the slash. Now, hopefully, I don't break mine in the process. Oh, never mind. I broke mine down too.
What are you rolling for, Eric?
I'm trying something here.
There's something wrong.
Okay, no. So I just tried to roll low by subtracting from 100, and
You rolled a 94.
I'm still rolling high.
All right. Oh, I see what you did there. Okay. So yeah, you can't seem to get it to work, and now yours isn't working either.
Damn it!
Freaking Keystone Cop.
Well, we could ask the mechanic in the town.
You could,
Maybe he'd
or
have a better try,
you could even
'cause my
talk to
hands aren't
Talnor, the roboticist here, or you could go talk
Oh, the
to
roboticist. Give it a shot.
either of the ladies in town, the computer robotics, or the guy who's the mechanic. Yeah, you could talk to any
Yeah, I
of
was thinking
them.
of mechanic.
Any of them might be able to help you with that.
Any of them are more skilled than you are.
Sorry.
That's what you're telling us, isn't it?
Or they just might roll better. You guys are just having bad
It's just-
luck.
I don't know these tools. These are my tools.
That's right, they're not his tool. This isn't his shop. That's what it is. That's what he's telling you anyway.
We're the lowest of the low.
Let's see, I can't roll good either. All right.
So yeah, I suggest we take this stuff. Well, first of all, they took the land. You guys took what car? You took a car.
They took one of the air cars.
Yeah.
All right. Check on our Explorer. Did it register it going out and coming back?
Yes, it did.
All right, good. So that's good to know that at least that was.
All the other cars are still there, though. They didn't go anywhere. But yeah,
Alright,
it
so
definitely detected that one moved off and was more distant, and can give you an approximate direction from where the car was. So yeah, you were able. That was working.
That was working.
Yep.
Angel.
Yeah.
Besides trying to put the stuff together, could you check with your technical knowledge what can be built with the parts that we found?
With all, what parts? Oh, okay. All the stuff that you got.
Okay.
Yeah.
You brought all that stuff with you?
Yeah. So you show it to him.
Oh.
And he as well. The motors are used in a lot of. They're kind of just standard motors. The robots probably have some in some of their arms. They'll move the door open on the power of the door open on your Explorer. They're kind of a standard stepper type
so they can
motor.
be used for a whole bunch of things.
Yeah, it can be used for a whole bunch of different things. And the same thing, the other things are just kind of small electronics parts. There's a pack of resistors and a pack of transistors, and they could be manufactured into anything. So they're pretty general. The material that you have, they could be used in a wide variety of sources of electronic pieces.
No, there you go.
So do you want to try to find town, or do you want to go down into town?
Well,
let's not use the mechanic.
At this point, actually, a lot of them are probably sleeping because it is kind of getting towards the evening later night. So
In
you
the
could also
town
crash. Yeah,
or in
because
the
it's
morning?
both. It's the night. It's into
Oh,
the
it's the
night
night.
cycle. It's the day night. It's the
Oh,
it's the
the day
nighttime
night.
during the
Okay.
light period on the road
So we're
planetary
getting
rotation.
tired, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
so it's getting late. You may want to just head into town,
Just
bunk,
crash.
and then get up in the morning and talk to people there, or come back to the mine, whatever you want to do. Your rooms are in the town, so
Maybe he tries again a skill check in the morning when he's fresh.
you could do that too.
So then off to town to bed.
Okay,
To bed.
off to bed.
Yeah, I think he's right.
Okay, so you head off and you take your explorer. You drive back down to town. You guys, it's very quiet in the town. There's nobody out and about, and so you pull into the parking lot there by the city building. You go in the side door that goes straight up to the rooms where you have your rooms. And unless you want to do anything else before you go to sleep, you guys can go to sleep. And
Set the alarm for the explorer. Make sure nothing happens.
okay,
Remember.
all right, and then you guys go to bed and you get some rest. You wake up. I assume you're gonna wake up fairly early, so you're up
Yes.
and about, ready to go. And you get up. Nothing happens during the night. Um, you get up. You check your little monitoring things. It doesn't look like any of the vehicles. The signal's fairly faint at this point, but it doesn't look like any of them have gone anywhere. They all kind of were just in the garage. Everybody else was probably asleep too. So
Okay.
you get up and you get ready, and you can go wherever you want now at this point. It's early morning.
Go have breakfast.
Go have breakfast.
Important meal of the day.
Yeah. What was the name of the woman in town that worked with Mr. Body?
Oh, that would have been Alicia's mom. Let me pull her.
And she's a really good computer technician, right?
She's a computer tech, yeah. That's what she does.
Okay.
Let me village in my notes. Is her name. Cameron Tinnett. Husband is Leroy. And Alyssa is the one who had the so. Yeah.
I think Chati.
What was that, Eric?
Try one more trying. It's fresh, new morning.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
You want to go back out to the mine and try again in the lab, or you just
We
or
can
you
try
could
here, and then if we go to the lab where he's got,
you could
just take another.
to Cameron and Michaela's shop there in town too, and use their stuff if you wanted. The computer robotics shop here in town.
yeah. If they'll allow us, I'd rather just stay in town. Over there.
Yeah, because then if he doesn't succeed, she could try.
Yep.
All right.
Let's have a backup.
So you go over there, and you get there about the same time she's getting into the shop. You see the kids are going over to the school, and you walk across the street, and she greets you and says, how's it going? Have you guys found out anything?
We may have found some now, but to your garage, so I could work on some of the stuff. Not
Yeah,
garage,
sure. It's her shop, yeah. Sure,
The
come on
shop,
in. What do
yeah.
you need?
Well, if I could have access to the work table, so I could see what I could find out with this chronometer.
Okay, so she says, that looks like Marcus's. Where'd you find it? But she shows you in, and she says, yeah, no, here, sit down. That might have some clue. That might have some information that would help. And she gets out. She has a work table there, and she brings over some equipment for you and says, yeah, go for it. And she kind of she's kind of watching because she wants to see what comes up, but she lets you work.
Oh, I'll give it a shot. There we go. Wish me luck. Make it
Watch her.
There you go. Okay,
Yes, finally.
you get it hooked up, and so there's a part of the workbench, a little screen that comes up. It looks like the screen of the Chronocom, and it's basically a virtual interface to the memory that you set up there. So there's little screen, you can click on the screen as if you're clicking on the buttons on the Chronocom. So what do you want to do?
Well, first we want to find out the last location was working and time and date stamp.
Okay, so it was in the mine building. And the date stamp is pretty close to when the doctor said was the suspected time of death. It's off by a few minutes, but it looks like it was in the mine, in the mine building, based on the coordinates that you get.
Not underground.
Not
the
underground.
Garage?
Nope.
Or
in the administration building, like the room where the rooms are and everything.
oh, okay, where the computer room and everything.
Yeah, in that building.
All right. Okay, so we got the location and we got the time.
Yep.
So he was struck here. He probably raised his hand up himself, and that's when it stopped working.
Yeah, probably. That's what you're guessing.
So at least we know that it's definitely happened in the mine, which we sort of knew anyway. We got the right time. What else did you guys want to ask?
Any call data, attempts to make call?
Oh yeah, the calls.
Nothing really. There wasn't anything new, recent. There were some calls to down to the town, but they were like a couple days before. He'd actually called Caitlin. No real incoming stuff either. So it looks like it wasn't. I mean, for communication, they didn't use him that much. He was mainly a timepiece for him, because they would just, you can assume maybe they just talked to each other because they were all nearby. So there weren't a lot of calls on it. I mean, there's a few here and there, but nothing close to the time of when he was killed.
So it's like the old a modern cell phone. So does it have a camera?
Yeah, it does, because it's a video. It does video.
All right. What was the last pictures that it took?
The last pictures that it took would have
or
been
that he took with it or video.
Well, it's really just a device so that like you can look at it. It's like FaceTime. It shows you and to the person you're talking to is really what it's designed for. It's so that the person you're talking to can see you. It's a video call device. It's not really cameras for like taking pictures and things like that. So that's all you're really going to get out of that. It looks like the last two calls he made were down to the town. One to Caitlin, and she's like, "Oh yeah, I remember that. He wanted to come down and look at some of the stuff we had here, and was going to talk with the kids at the school, and we were coordinating that." And then there's another call to the tech guy, the guy who did, and she goes, they were probably talking cars.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So how about, does this have any biometrics like a Fitbit, so like heart rate or anything like that?
I don't think the Chronocoms really that's what they're designed for. So they're really just a communicator,
okay.
And a little calculator. So, but it does show that he was at the mine. That at least when it stopped working, the last recorded data was basically coincides with the estimated time of death, and he was at the mine when it happened.
Hmm.
So
That definitely that brings us back to the same two.
let's go to the GPS coordinates. See if we can get to that exact room. We also need to check on if Berto or whatever has come back from his shift and what he's done on his camera. Maybe we can watch. We change the field of view.
Oh
So
yeah, that's true.
let's take a look.
Okay.
And while
So
she's here, can she fix my chrono so I could have it working again?
you can get yours working again.
All right, thank you.
Once you get his hooked up, you realize what you did to yours, and you fix it really quick, and it
Oh,
pops
you
back
have to
alive.
clamp it there.
So Ruperto was down in the mine
He was down in the mine. So
when he got killed, which meant
No,
that he was only
Roberto was not down in the mine.
No,
when he got
Roberto
killed.
was supposedly sleeping when he was down in the mine when he got killed.
It was Amy and Melly.
Yeah, it was
That's
the two.
not.
Yeah, the
Okay.
two girls were down in the mine at the time of death. And now that you know the exact what you think is the exact time of death, then yeah, you can confirm that that is the shift that because the body was found almost half a day later. So,
Yeah,
but you can confirm now that that shift when the girls were down in the mine and Roberto and Thom were not was when he actually, or at least when his chronocom stopped working, and so that is the time frame now that you're looking at.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna head back to the mine.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. She's like, let me know what you find out. And you guys head out, and you drive back up to the mine.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah, we're gonna go back to the mine. We're gonna park in the garage,
you
check to
park
see
in
if
the
any
garage.
vehicles are taken.
None of the vehicles have gone anywhere. They're still there.
Okay.
It's still fairly early morning. So yeah, none of the vehicles have gone anywhere at this point. Are you gonna go check the video feeds first? You're gonna try to get to those exact coordinates. What do you want to do?
I think we should check the video feeds first.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we leave the car in 5. Come out through the doors at 6. That
Okay.
side door that's right in the security room.
All right, you go down in there. There's a couple people in there looking at messages and stuff like that, and they say hi. You know, they greet you and ask how have you found anything new? Any more leads? Any closer to figuring this out?
We're still investigating. Hopefully there'll be a.
Okay. So you go over to one of the terminals, and you pull up the feed.
Do we want to do this while the other people are here though? Because they're gonna see that.
That's true.
We're gonna go into 22 in privacy.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. So you
That makes
guys
more sense.
key in the code to 22, and you open the door and go in, and it closes behind you. And then you sit down at the terminal, and you pull it up, and Marcus is currently in his room, and he's it looks like he may have just come out of the shower, but if you run back the time, and it just shows him he came in to his room, dropped off some stuff, went back out, and you flip through the other camera feeds, and you see he went over to the kitchen, and he grabbed himself something to eat, and he came back to his room. Sorry. And he went into the restroom, was there for a little while, and then you're back caught up to time. So it looks like he just got off shift, went and grabbed a bite to eat, came back, showered, and as you watch, he climbs into his bed and flips the lights out.
We need to get more cameras on other people.
I like the laws of this planet. We can just spy on people without a warrant.
They're on Streel facilities, and
Yeah, this is Streel-owned facilities.
Yeah.
So can we do that right now, though? If you want to try to do cameras, who's down at the mines now? Whose shift is it?
So it would now
Okay.
be Melly and Thumb headed down.
All right. So you want to do the same with their cameras?
Yeah, and why don't we check into Thalm's room really quick? Again.
All right. So while I work on the camera, you guys can check the rest of the room.
Yep.
All right.
I'll check because if he finds any fur around, he won't think anything of it.
I'm just shedding again.
Yep.
All right. So what are you looking
I'm just gonna
for?
search this room. I'm just checking for anything. I'm not
checking
sure
for anything.
exactly.
All right. Well, then make a
Just searching.
roll.
And I'm just moving the camera again.
Yeah.
Are you ready for me to fail this roll?
You're gonna do it this time. Make it happen.
Okay.
I didn't make it happen.
You don't really see anything. I mean, it looks like maybe he had his study materials out, because they're in a different place than where they were last time you were in the room, and his bed's a little disheveled, so he probably was sleeping for most of the off period,
Okay.
and but nothing grabs your attention that there's anything
All right.
other than he just went to bed and got up and he's still working.
Off to work.
Yep.
All right.
And you can, since you've already done the one, you know how to do the camera really quickly, so it doesn't take you very long at all to make that adjustment.
Cool. And then we're gonna do the same for who, please? Melly.
Sorry, what?
And then we're gonna do the same for Melly's room.
Yeah.
But the girls we have an alibi. Well, might as well. Better safe than sorry. All right. So we'll do the same for Melly.
Okay.
I guess I will look in her room and see if she's got like a bloody knife around or something. I don't know.
No, you don't find anything in Melly's room.
Okay.
Some
It's got the bowl in it, right?
The what?
You said the lounging bowl last.
Yeah, because she's a Dralosite, so yeah, you find there's some steam bath perfumes and things like that she probably uses when she takes a shower.
Okay.
And that, but nothing that really stands out to you.
Right.
All right.
Incriminating.
He's.
So where did you guys find this stuff?
We found it just north of the city. Remember how they were talking about they saw some of those creatures just a little north of the city?
Right.
We followed the tracks from the dumping ground, and then some trees that were kind of hanging out in there. There were these boxes. So.
They were put in boxes?
Yes.
Huh.
Yeah. We probably, at some point, want to get one of your cameras and go put a camera out there. Just to see what we can...
Fingerprints? Do I have any, technology? Fingerprints?
You have a couple people with detective skill.
Can you take fingerprints on any
including
of the
Eric?
Oh, you know what? Yeah.
Yeah.
We're a little more modern. We can do fingerprint identification in the field.
Yeah, you could. Well, especially if it's somebody from the
company.
Company.
From the company.
If it's one of the 8 mine staff, you'll know immediately.
Did he make it happen?
And actually, you find the same set of prints on all of the items, but it is not one of the mine staff.
What kind of prints are they?
They're
human.
Yeah, they're human.
Human.
Oh yeah,
size of the prints. Are they young?
Adult. So
okay.
Yeah, it could be It could be any of the adults. It could be any of the older kids, any of the teenage kids. They're pretty full-size prints. So yeah, that was the other thing, Eric. Everyone in the town is human. Something we didn't mention earlier when we were talking.
Yeah, I figured that one though.
So okay.
To city.
Is there a constable in town?
No, that's
not
why we're here.
not specifically.
So there's not necessarily a database of the townspeople's fingerprints.
No, probably not. Like I say, the one identifying bit that you did find on that is that one of the packages was unopened and it was addressed to, like, it had been shipped to the general store.
Yeah.
So you could always go there and maybe follow up on that, or and like I said, there are
wondering if there's something everybody uses in town that we could get thumbprints off of, like they thumbprint into the doors of their houses, and we could just.
Some of them have that kind of a security system, yeah, but it's internal to their house. So there's not a central repository like that, no.
Legwork walking around town.
Now you
trying
found
to hit
that box in the grove, you said, right?
Yeah.
When I was looking for the cameras on the field, did any of them reach that far?
Not the city ones. This would have been...
No, the ones in the fields.
Yeah, no, not the ones that the city had that you were looking at. This would be something out that maybe some of the farmers' cameras would go out there. You'd have to go and talk with them.
I suggest we go talk to them. Maybe the camera picked up something.
All right. I can head down there and talk.
I'm wondering about visiting that store too and see if his fingerprints happen to match up. He's got to touch something that we can inadvertently look at and check his fingerprints against what's there.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, so you want to go down to the store?
Yeah.
Okay. I will... Let's shift back to the village.
There it is.
All right, so we just my view here. You go down to you drive down. You can park around back at the general store. Go in.
Yeah.
There's a young man, age 17, 18 years old. You remember him from the party. He's the store owner. And he greets you and he says, "Hey, how you guys doing?"
We're doing well. Can you recommend what's good and nutritious to drink in the store?
Well, he walks you over and shows you. He grabs something and points it out to you. And, you want one?
Sure. Thank you very much.
And he grabs it off the shelf and hands it to you. He says, "Those are 2 credits for
Here
those."
You go, Shane. Here you go, Rennie.
I'm gonna give it to Eric.
Oh yeah, that's right. Here you go, doll. Enjoy. What is it? Pepasi. Enjoy. Yeah.
And as you're, as you're doing that,
you just check to see what prints he's got on that, whatever he handed to me, and see if it matches up.
Okay. Well, you head out back to the car to do that, because I assume you're not going to just bust out the kit right there.
Yeah, no.
I don't know. What's your personality?
35, you said.
Don't do that.
And but as that transaction is ending, it's Mace Washi is the owner of the store, and
Hello?
Uh-oh.
how are you guys doing? Any
Okay.
leads? No, he just
No,
saw.
because you dropped out. That's what,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, no. The owner of the store comes in just as you guys are finishing up there. To
Okay.
I
you.
guess we should buy a drink from him.
Um, he actually
Should have
asks
brought
you.
it.
He actually asks you if the mine is still had anything go missing recently, because he's still having stuff vanish from his store.
When was the last time you noticed something?
Last time he what?
Noticed something missing.
Well, just this morning. Um, I went out and we came down. And I was opening up, and we normally have he takes you over, and Rennie immediately sees the gap in the stuff on the shelf, and it matches one of those one of the like the flour canister that he found out in the woods. And he says, "Yeah, so this was missing this morning. No idea where it went."
Tom?
Yeah?
Would I know if anyone's ever tried to train Nooks? Like, can they be
Train
trained? I know
them?
Cybermen.
Not really. I mean, they use them on New Pale. They have a kind of an underground pit fighting thing where they pit them against each other in battles, but not really. They're a really wild animal.
All right. Okay. Hmm.
Well, that's interesting. We'll let you know if we find it.
Okay. I was just wondering if they were training Nooks to come in there. I don't know.
Yeah.
Psycho squirrels.
It's an idea.
It is an idea. It's not a good idea. I understand.
All
that.
right, Eric, was that your role, Eric, to match the prince, that 84?
Yep.
Okay. Well, you don't get it, you don't really get a usable print off it, so you can't quite tell. It maybe be the same there, but there's not enough there to make it really confirm that those two, the prints on the boxes, were the prints of the kid.
Are we gonna have to buy another soda for you?
Did you ask me? Did you tell me that? I'm like, oh, you know what? He enjoyed the drink so much. Can we have another? Thank you. Here's 2 more credits.
No. Yeah. We are the B team. Well,
Dice just don't like us too much. Sometimes,
I don't like you at
but not too
all.
much.
Oh yeah, that was great for Zolki the other day when he shot the squirrel. You rolled a 1 for him.
Oh yeah, he was a champ on that one.
He's the only one who's made a yeah. We suck.
Well, I want to go back to checking those cameras. So I want to go out to the farms.
Okay.
You guys can talk to the farmers while I check the camera feeds.
Okay.
I don't know what to say to farmers.
Is it possible to get a camera from you, or can we get some kind of camera that we can go? Maybe if we want to, we can go back to where that.
And put it actually in the grove.
Yeah.
Oh, hanging from a tree and stuff like that?
Yeah, like
a surveillance camera? Yeah.
The wildlife.
Can we just buy one right here in the general store? No.
Yeah, no, actually, he does have a couple. If you want an outdoor camera system, he is. Yeah, every once in a while somebody's got to replace one, so we keep a few here in stock for people.
Do we have like a company expense here?
Yeah, you could bill this for to
Yeah, I'm gonna get 2 cameras so we can just put them in different.
Yeah, he pulls them down off the shelf for you and rings you up. Actually, he sends his son to go get them. But and then as he's ringing them up, and then he hands them to you. And he says,
just put them directly in the bag here.
right. So you get them. They're
Yeah,
pretty
I'm gonna
standard.
get
They're an
Eric.
outdoor rated. I mean, they're designed to withstand the weather. And you can set them either to record. They can record for like 100 hours of footage
Can
internally,
they?
or you can set them to broadcast
Yeah, I was gonna
to a
say, can we have them
receptor.
broadcast though?
So
hmm
they can broadcast the
You can
stream.
do that too. And they have
I'll
the
Do they
have
same.
have
them
night
broadcast.
vision?
They have the same. Yeah, these do visible and
Okay.
infrared, and um, and they have the same transmission range as a Chronocom, so 5 kilometers. So
So can I? I'll just set it to my Chronocom.
yeah, you could have it. You could have it do that. Yep,
There.
Okay, I could do that. Yeah. And if it's something that doesn't require a roll, I could.
you can do it. Yeah, you get out the instruction manuals, and it's in Yazirian and English and Rusk and Pangal, so you're good. You can read it. All right, so
And
Okay. Well, I'm on the head
Eric,
out.
you
If
can make
Eric
another
wants to help us.
fingerprint roll if you want, because they
yeah,
both handled those boxes.
Come on, Eric.
make it happen. Make it happen. Make it happen.
It happen, Eric.
Are you there, Eric?
Wait, Eric?
Eric?
Did we lose him?
I don't know.
We're gonna hear a flushing noise in a second. I can roll for him. No, actually,
no, not you.
you can roll for him.
It'll work since he's not rolling for himself, right? We'll have him roll when he comes back. Wherever he went. I'm not sure what happened.
I just don't have luck on these things.
All right, so you want to fly back out? Do you want to? Well, in this case, you've got your Explorer, so you want to drive back out to the Grove now, or do you want to go to the farmers first?
The farmers are on the way, so.
Well, they're just up the street. I mean, you would go up to their house.
I'll do
just
that.
up the street. So, all right. So the house in question that would be probably is this one. The Grove is off in this direction.
Which house again?
The second one on the right. Mission shop, and then the second one around counterclockwise from there. So, and that is, let's see, that was this Smeeson's. So this is Remy and Caitlin Marta in that house. That's their so.
Yeah.
And so you.
So we gotta. Oh, we park in the truck. Go.
And so this
Are they there?
The central circle area is like a giant. There's all kinds of different roses in there, but yeah, you park. Caitlin answers the door. She says, "Oh, hi."
Hello. Greetings. I'm Chichika of Strill. I was wondering if I could have access to some of your surveillance cameras. The files.
Yeah, sure. What do you need? And she calls back. She goes, "Remy!" And her husband comes in, and her husband comes down. He goes, "Oh, hello. What can we help you out with something?" And you tell him what you're looking for, and he's, "Oh, yeah, sure. Yeah. Come on in." And he takes you back, and he's got a little workroom, and sitting there's a little set of monitors for the camera. Says, "Yeah, we just kind of keep an eye on the fields. Got the robots out there. Where do you want to look?"
The outermost fields towards the. What was that?
Towards it's just to it's kind of north of them.
He goes, you give him directions. Oh, okay, yeah. So it's kind of at the edge of what you can see on the camera. I know exactly which group of trees you're talking about. And so he pulls up the camera, and you can see out there. You can see the trees. They're off in the distance because they're beyond the fields. But they're definitely there in the background of the camera. And he starts running it backwards, and you see yourself go there and come out.
That's getting it. Okay.
So, but you're really small. I mean, it's you because you recognize the timestamp on the screen, and that's when you were out there, and it's a human and a Yazirian, so you can tell it's a Yazirian. But you wouldn't be really, if you didn't know it was you, all you'd be able to see is it's a Yazirian. But you continue to run back, and it shifts over to infrared because it goes dark. It's nighttime. Yeah, and about 3 hours before dawn, there is a heat source that looks humanoid go into the woods and leave back towards the village. So along the outer edge of the fields, they're outside of the farm fields, but something does go in there, and you notice that when it goes in, it looks like it's carrying something that's not as hot as it, because there's like part of the body that's blocked, that's not giving off any heat really, and then when the body comes back out, that's missing. So somebody deposited something out there.
And is it around the same time as when chronometer stopped?
Oh no, this was just last night. This was like 8 hours ago at this point.
How sensitive is the infrared?
What do you mean? What are you looking for?
Well, like different body temperature of a human versus a Yazirian. It's like 2 degrees C.
It's
not that.
Yeah, no, it's at that distance. Maybe not. Your guess is that it's a human.
Arms longer. Yazirian's arms should be longer to its body.
Yeah. Based on, I mean, it's not super high definition, but you would guess that it's a human as opposed to a Yazirian, because you don't see any indication of the wings flaps or anything like that, because they would give a heat signature, because there is blood flowing through them. So,
all right, so
it's probably a human. And if you continue to run it back, the day before,
I want to go to when the time the thing stopped.
This would be still not to the point where the murder occurred, but during the daylight, again you see someone go out there, and this time you can definitely identify it being a human and male. Somebody went out there that time again, and the farmer is like, I've never noticed that. I don't usually review them. I usually come out and look if something's going on just to see what's happening, but and so he's now curious, and he runs it back some more, and at the time of death of the or when maybe the body was dumped, nothing happens in that grove of trees, but the one where the body was is not in the field of view of his cameras. That would be the other the other family next door, the Smeesons. The one
looks like we gotta go to the Smeesons.
Yeah, between you and the technician. But you see, like, every other day or so, every other day, somebody's going out into that grove of trees. Yeah. You can't tell who it is. There's not enough definitions too far away, but it's definitely a human male. That's about all you can tell.
And that's the grove where
That's the grove where they found
stolen stuff.
the stolen stuff. Yes, from the city. Yeah.
Now, can you see how they're getting out there? What vehicle?
They're walking. As far as you can tell.
Yeah,
It's not that. I mean, it's a kilometer or so from the city.
But somebody in town.
Yeah. The other thing you notice is that as he keeps going back, because he's running it back now, because he's like, wow, there's another one, and about 3 days ago, an air car lands by it, and it's obvious it's one of the ones from the mine. And
do we know who gets out of it? Like a
you can't see because it lands on the other side of the trees. But it lands, it's there for a while, and it lifts off, and it flies north. It flies away from the mine.
So the mine is directly
north, away from the city too.
Yep.
And that's okay. So that would mean okay.
It flies northwest. No, northeast. Sorry. Away from the city, away from the mine.
Okay. Well, I guess that's where we're headed next. Well, I mean, after we head to the Schmiesens.
And that's as far back as his data goes. It only keeps a few days.
Right. Figured
and that would have been about 2 days before Marcus was killed. Yeah.
All right. So I'm gonna go over to the Schmiesens. You want to come?
Okay.
Well, we'll send Eric now that he's back.
Oh, is Eric there?
I thought he was.
Are you there, Eric?
He said he could hear us when I text him, wrote him to Discord.
Well, he's obviously gone to get nachos or something. So.
So
yeah, we'll head over and check to see if we can do the same thing. Knock on the door, and we're trying to solve some things here. You mind if we look at your security feed?
Yeah, they invite you in, let you. His setup's very similar. It's the same kind of camera that you just picked up at the, and he takes you back.
And now this is the grove where the body was.
And it's a little further away, so this is even harder to make out.
Okay.
But there is sort of activity. You don't see any vehicles. But if it was an air car flying low coming in, you wouldn't see it because of.
And the air car was on the other side. It
was on the other side. The depression was away from the city, so it's entirely possible that the air car did go down. And you maybe can convince yourself you're seeing something that indicates that, but there's not really there. It's just a little bit too far away to really make out. However,
nothing on the infrared?
Nothing, not really. The trees are interfering. Okay. However, you do see about 2 hours after what you now are assuming is the approximate time of death. About 2 hours later from that, you do see a group of 3 of the Cybernooks go into that grove of trees and then come out. They come in from the south side and they go out the north side about 20 minutes later. And then they head up towards that other grove. And you did, sorry, I forgot to tell you, you did see them go into there because you tracked them there and you knew about. And so you did actually at one point see the Cybernooks go into that grove of trees, but you didn't see them come out. If they did, they went out the far side and off in a direction that was obscured.
And do they look like they are traveling just wandering, or like they're on the sense of something like a. I don't know.
They look like they were
body.
just at that point. They just looked like when they went in, they were like pretty like focused and they were moving quickly. When they left, they were much more kind of just meandering out.
They were relaxed. They were full. They had the itis. I'm a little nap.
I tell you. Out of curiosity, well, they're probably those. We not be able to tell those crazy squirrels because we've only found 2 of them.
Nah, those
Yeah,
things.
no, those are.
Too small.
I mean, if it was close to near where the camera was actually mounted, it would pick one up. But even then, you may not be able to tell the difference between a normal one and a modified one. It's pretty subtle.
Okay, well.
At least we got some info. So,
You know,
how
we need
many
to go north.
cameras did we buy?
You got 2. That
So
was all
do you
he
want
had.
to put? Oh, that's what I had. Well, that's it. So we're gonna put one in each. Was it 2 separate groves or 1 grove?
Yeah, there's 2 separate groves.
2 separate groves. One where the body was dumped, and then
one
a
where
kilometer to
the stuff was found.
west is another one.
So where do you want to put the cameras? 2 where the stuff was found, 1 where the body was found, and 1.
I would imagine it would be better to put 2 where the stuff was found because
right? Yeah.
the body was just a body dump.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. All right. So we're off to the grove.
Okay.
Unless you want to ask Mr. Smith any more questions.
What do you think, Eric? Okay.
He's still
Oh, sorry.
There he is.
Oh, he's back.
Okay,
Yeah. I was up really early this morning.
you get another chance to do a fingerprint roll because they bought some cameras from the shop owner.
Please.
Hey, there you go. The fingerprints on the stuff you found in the woods match the son, the 17-year-old boy.
So he's stealing it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's putting it out there. He's the one that's
We
walking.
found his hideout, his hangout.
Okay.
But somebody's taking an air car here. I don't know.
Any other fingerprints amongst those that are not his?
Not on the stuff out in the woods.
The general store,
Uh-huh.
that family didn't have an air car, right?
No. Most of the people in town just have ground cars. Nope.
No, he said it was from Streel. The mine.
Yeah. Okay. So?
Oh, wait, that was 3 days before the murder.
Uh-huh.
Can we look at the GPS?
It's
The GPS still
you
have that?
can. You do that. Because you've got it downloaded at this point. And it matches some of the missing data that you know about.
Ah, frick. Oh,
But
well.
it does
So
match
much of that
it.
idea.
So it's
Obviously
almost an
somebody's
exact
hiding
match.
something.
Yep.
Somebody that has access to the computers.
How about, since I'm the scout, I'm going to go out and put up the cameras. You and Eric go and question the kid. Because he obviously knows something or seen something. Good cop and solid sight.
Good brusque, bad Dallas. Oh, Lordy. We can try. Well, if his dad's there, though.
Well, that's where you could say, hey, we need to talk to you about. We don't want to get you in trouble. This is your way out of it. Tell us what you know. Something like that.
All right, you got that, Eric?
Sure. Do I get to use my grenades?
You can play with them.
You
But
can
don't-
show them off.
Like, yeah.
Just don't
I mean,
set them off.
that's your, yeah,
There you go.
just,
Kid don't know that.
Exactly, but yeah, keep the
With no property damage, please.
yeah. All right, yeah, I'll go up and put the things on if you guys want to question.
Okay. So we'll try
All
it.
righty.
All right.
I think we're gonna play juggling. We're gonna start rolling these grenades between my hands, and then I'll every now and then I'll stop holding one and tug on its pin a little bit, and then roll them around in my hands.
And I'll try to be the good brother. Listen.
All right. So what do you guys
Do
want
a
to
br-
ask? So you get back there. What do you
Yeah.
say to him?
Okay. Is the father around?
Not at the moment. Not when you. It looks like he's manning the store. The dad came down because he heard someone come in, and then he heard it was you guys, and so he was coming to find out if you'd learned anything.
Okay.
And but it looks like the young man's actually kind of manning the store. Not that it's super
Okay.
busy in a little town like this.
I tell him, listen,
Okay.
we have found out that you are the one that is hiding stuff. You are bringing shame upon your family and business. Russ
You know
finds the
what's a
business
real
to be very
shame?
important.
When you start playing around with your hand grenades, you forget which one is like the fragmentation grenade.
He looks at you guys like you're crazy. He actually seems honestly completely shocked by that comment. That he has something to hide, because he's like, "What are you talking about?" And
Okay, is he for real? Can I do that
yeah,
comprehension?
go for it. And
Is
your
that?
Dralisa has lie detection, so both of
Oh,
you
so
make a
look
roll.
at that. We can both do a roll.
Oh, this is gonna be
The chances are
5%.
low. That was Eric. Eric didn't do his
No, I
lie
have it
detection.
right now.
Okay,
Not
you
good.
you can't tell. Eric, I want you to make another roll. Just roll another D100.
This one's a fragmentation grenade.
All right.
No,
Yeah.
It just keeps going higher
this
and
one's a fragment.
He can't.
All right.
shocked.
Um.
How could you seem like you're shocked?
Okay.
We know this.
So as far as you can tell, it's an honest response on his part. He doesn't. He doesn't seem to
Aware anything.
um.
This is a real good actor.
As far as we know.
Yeah. So. But he's curious as to why you would say that. So he asks you, like, what makes you think it's me? Why what? Because I mean, yeah, that's
We saw the
why.
videos of you going to this location, dropping off. You've obviously handling. We
Me?
have verification that you have been.
Like,
No, we have fingerprints.
Wait. Okay. Yeah, show him. Let's pull something out. See that we found this out there.
he recognizes it immediately. He's like, that went missing like day before yesterday. Dad came down and there were two of them actually that were gone, and
We only found one, right?
well, I assumed you gave him you showed him the motors. Sorry, there's the two motors. Whatever. He identifies it, and he also mentions other things that you found. He says, yeah, all these things went missing. This is what went missing that day. It was this and this and this, and we've had the flour canister that my dad showed you earlier. That went missing yesterday, and a few days before that, it was there were some one of the power packs went missing, and things have just been vanishing, and we don't know where they've been. What's been going.
But you were the one that are taking them out there.
Not that I remember. I don't. I don't think. I. That's. He seems completely flabbergasted.
He's okay. Eric, do another lie detector test. See if this kid is lying, please. I don't know.
He only has a 5% chance. It's not very likely.
86, yeah.
All right.
Maybe, yeah, we've got to be getting confused here by the fingerprints.
But the fingerprints are on everything. And the items are this. I mean, he can't have touched everything that's in this store. That was just happens.
You're right, but
he stocks it though.
Thank you. But
it's also a male human that's out there.
The whole town is humans. Bunch of monkeys don't know what they're doing.
Don't call them monkeys. They're humans. Don't be giving us monkeys a bad name. Well, okay, where would it be? Okay.
That's you guys were squirrels.
So somebody dropped it off. We gotta put the cameras out there. That's all we can do now.
So Brittany's on his way out to put out the cameras, and I assume he's taking Zulky with him.
Yes, so Zulky can kill somebody or something.
So that if anything shows up. You go out, and now it's full daylight. It was twilight when you were out here before, and so now it's full daylight, and you find some great places to position the cameras so that you get the approach where you think, based on the camera view that you had from the farmer's cameras, where you think that the approach direction is, and the actual cache location where stuff was being stored. And then I want you to make another roll, Shane.
Okay. Just hoping to avoid this. But okay.
Instead of slash roll, you gotta put slash pray.
Slash pray. Yeah. So you
What'd you get?
He rolled an 81.
Get an 81. Yeah.
But you do know that an air car landed here. So you go out outside the trees, and you actually can find where the air that it's wasn't just a one-time thing. There's actually indication that air car has been showing up here fairly regularly, because it's when you're looking for it that you can see the marks from the air car landing in the area outside the trees, and it looks like it's landed there multiple times, enough that it's kind of made a semi-permanent mark on the ground. And you notice a path that goes in from that location into where the stuff you found was as well.
Okay. Quick question here. The standard equipment pack comes with a Doze grenade, right?
It does.
Can I hook up a Doze grenade into one of the boxes so that it goes off if it's opened?
Oh, yeah, you could try that.
And I'll put it in one of the boxes that's directly in view of the camera.
Okay.
So, and I've got it hooked up to my Chronocom.
Right.
So I'm just going to do that. I'm going to set a trap, so if I see something, the Doze grenade goes off, and we can go up and pick them up.
Okay. You set that up.
Good idea.
And it's there. And,
okay. Please don't tell me I need a roll.
You don't need
I can do that. You need the trap. I'll do the trap.
All right, you want to roll for that, Eric? Yeah, actually, that would fall
What
under your
I'm here
demolition
for.
skill. That actually would fall under your demolition skill.
Yep.
So
Let's do
go
it,
ahead.
Eric.
Let's go ahead and do it. Okay, Eric sets it up, and it's
Go
there.
ahead, open it up and try it out. It works, I promise you.
No, because then you might not get the second time.
All right, so you've set your little trap,
cybernautics.
and you've got your cameras up there. What else? What do you want to do now?
Get out of Dodge.
Well,
Not
I
really
assume-
a trap if we're there.
Yeah.
I assume that, but I meant while you're waiting. You've still got about half the day left.
Can we take the air car up north? Just
Sure.
kind of circle around?
Yeah, you could take it out.
Kind of in the general vicinity where that air car headed?
Mm-hmm.
So we're gonna leave the Explorer at the mine.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I want to get an aerial view of things. Just, just a quick search.
No, that makes sense. Maybe we could get a fly at that northwest area and just
Yeah.
see what's going on. So we're gonna drive back to the mines, drop off the excavator, and
All right.
take an air car.
So you do that. You go back. You park your Explorer. You grab one of the air cars, and you head out. And you start flying northeast, and there's really nothing. There's a mountain pass out of the valley you're in, probably about 10 kilometers in that direction. Are you going to circle around in the valley? Do you want to go through that pass?
I think
What
maybe
do you want to look for?
heading down the valley, if I'm trying to be hidden of my movements, I'd probably want to go down in the valley. I'm just trying to think like a criminal.
Okay.
There's caves and stuff like that they might be in there.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think, guys?
I think we should stick in the valley too.
Okay.
We'll circle around the valley.
Yeah.
I don't think
Okay.
it's criminal.
I want everybody to make a perception roll. So just roll me a D100. See what we see.
6.
Oh, you go, boy!
42.
See, that's what life.
That's an answer to everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
I see nothing.
Angel's too busy flying.
There you go.
his skills in ground vehicles, so he's
in the air. Okay?
yeah. So
He's a white
right.
knuckle flyer. You're saying?
Yeah. So it's just a you're not trying any combat maneuvers, so he's actually not that big of a deal. But so you're flying around, and you take off from the mine, and you fly over to where you set up the cameras, that grove, just to kind of get a feel for that time frame, and then you take off to the northeast, and you fly out as far as towards the edge of the valleys to the foothills as they're starting to go up, and there's the little canyon there, and you're turning around and headed kind of back in because you didn't want to go out of the valley, and Dol Mutan sees something as you turn around and come back. Something on the ground catches his eye. There's like a flash or something, and he points it out. And it's just really weird because this looks mostly like wilderness still out in this part of the valley, but there was something down there that caught your attention.
Okay.
No, I guess
Hey guys, there's something over there. We should go check it out better.
Huh? What? Where?
There. Over
Oh,
there.
All right.
Stop flying around and go over there.
Okay. So it's actually not too far from the mouth of the valley, of the canyon out of the valley in that direction. But you land and there is a small. It's mostly covered in brush, but it looks like maybe something blew some of it off, and that's what you were seeing. You're seeing a glint off, but there is a kind of a metallic dome there in the ground. Um,
okay, so
so,
land next to it.
all right, and it's not
So
very
like
big.
a
It's maybe
small
five.
building hut.
Not even that big. It's maybe 1.5 meters in diameter and only about 1 meter tall at the highest point.
Well, could be a door, a hatch, or something. I saw this on Lost.
I didn't. I've never
Well,
watched
I'm
the
not
show.
sitting in it.
You're lucky because that final episode, you would have been. Why did I waste 5 years?
All right, so
Yeah,
it's there.
I only saw the first episode. Okay.
What do you want to do? You want to?
I think
Next
Zolki
to it.
needs to go take a look at it.
Yeah, walk around it and look to see if it's a building or a door or what. I'm not opening anything though until I ascertain what it is.
It looks kind of like um just like a covering of some sort. There are some handles as you get closer to it, and you kind of looking around without really touching it. There's on the one side, actually, at multiple places around it, there are like little handles that you could like use to lift it if you wanted to, and they're just a little bit above the ground at about 3 points around the dome. It looks like you could just lift it up. It might be kind of heavy because it does look like it's made out of metal, but it almost looks like just a weatherproof covering type thing.
Like a tent of some sort.
Kind of, maybe. You'd be really cramped. I guess a Dralisite could snuggle up inside it, but any of the other, you'd be really cramped unless it's dug out underneath it. It would be really cramped inside there.
Can I take a look at the
Is
toxic
it
rag gauge?
covering something?
It's not picking. Your
I could
toxic rag
put my
gauge isn't
head
showing
down,
anything.
like, and look under it as you guys crack it up. Lift it up, just a crack, and I could look under.
Alright.
Not saying stretch inside, but I can get my
Put your eye spots right
at
down
ground
on the
level.
ground. Yeah.
You are violating everything we've learned in Boy Scouts here, Eric.
Let's stick my head inside the hole. Can we put a camera?
Look and then lift. I'm not sticking anything inside there. I'm just lift it up and look.
Okay.
So can we lift it easily, or should I get the jack?
Are you gonna try?
Yeah.
There's 4 of us, yeah.
Yeah. You can lift it without any problem. I mean, it's kind of heavy, but one of
You only have to tilt up one side.
Yeah, I mean, you could grab one handle and you could tilt it up.
Okay.
Oh, all right.
Without, I mean, it's kind of
Wait.
heavy, but it's not super heavy. I mean, the whole thing, as you start to lift it, you realize the whole thing probably weighs maybe 20 pounds.
All right. Wait, before we lift
No,
Oh
okay.
yeah, okay, we're
Yeah,
fine.
it's not like
Yeah.
massively heavy or
Am
anything.
I going to need a flashlight to look underneath there?
Probably, unless you lift it up a lot.
So let's have a flashlight ready right next to me, and
Okay.
Are there any alarms on this thing? Any wires?
You
Stuff like
don't
that?
see anything. Go ahead and make a detect traps roll. We'll go ahead and make a tech roll.
Oh. God.
While they're doing this, I'm going to step back about 5 meters.
Boom! Oh, there's the trap.
Boom.
Son of a-
Actually, while you stepping
well,
back,
while
5
he's doing a
meters-
check roll on it, I'm going to see if there's anything demolitions like about it.
Yep. And Shane, you make a roll as well, please.
I see nothing.
You see that? Okay. All right. You do not
That looks
detect
safe to me.
it. You know,
Well, there's no alarms.
you're very
I hope.
careful around it, but it really does look like it's just some sort of a weather dome of something. It's just you don't see
It's
anything.
got
There's
no
no wires
alarms
running out of it, no
that I can
alarms,
tell.
no mechanisms, no trip.
Triple death.
Tragedies. All right, Eric.
Yeah,
We lift it up.
make a blind draws out here real quick.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. So you guys lift it a little bit. You shine the light in, and it looks like in the very center of the area covered by the dome, there are some packages of something. But unless you lift it up more, you're not going to be able to tell. But you see some, you get a reflection off plastic wrapping and a metallic glint and things like that.
The stuff that was missing.
Do they appear in any way to be attached to the dome?
No, it just looks like it's sitting there on the ground, and the dome's sitting over top of it.
Believe it or not, I think this is safe.
As he says from 5 meters back.
Safe for me.
Okay.
All right.
I say we lift it up and just see what's under here.
For
All
her
right.
catches
I
on
didn't find any
fire, all
alarms.
sight skin
So
does.
no wire triggers.
So as they're lifting it up, I'll watch to see if anything's being touched or pulled or.
No, there isn't. You open it up, and you lift it off, and the dome, it just lifts up. It really is just a covering. But inside of it, you again find more things that fit the description of stuff that had gone missing from the city and from the village and from the mine. In this case, there's some things that are on the lists that you guys have of the mine stuff, and it's stuff that disappeared in the last 3 to 5 days.
Okay, fingerprint.
So somebody's
Time
bringing
again.
supplies because it's food also, right?
Yeah,
Food
there
and
is
general
some food
motor
here. There's
stuff.
some electronics here. There's a couple 20 SEU power clips. And they're all kind of protected against the weather, and then they're under this dome, which was partially camouflaged. Yeah, it looks like a drop off exactly. So go ahead and roll, Eric, for the fingerprints. Okay. You at first you don't find anything. You're looking. I mean, they're.
I'm gonna take 20.
What? However,
There appear to be drone site fingerprints.
yeah, there's still fingerprints everywhere.
Yeah, there are all over it. Hey, there's another one. And another one.
But you do get a partial print, and it matches Roberto's.
Kid.
Nope.
Oh,
It matches Roberto's from the mine.
our suspect.
There you go.
Now there are other ones there, but you can't identify them.
And then Roberto is taking the car and taking it there.
What kind of fingerprints are the other ones? Are they human or are they something else?
The stuff that you know came from the mine.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like some of the stuff could have a Yazirian print. Some of it could have a Rusk print. It looks like, I mean, it may have been handled by the person. Like if it was a piece that might have been in the robotic shop, it could, maybe that's Talnor's fingerprint on it because he handled it, kind of thing.
What about fingerprints on the covering?
On the covering, there are only human fingerprints there, even though you can't.
And those are
the one you identified partially is on the covering, yes, and that was Roberto's. And then the ones the stuff that looks like it may have come from the village because it's not on your list of stuff from the mine. Only has what look to be human prints on it.
Okay. All right. So someone's helping them out. Okay.
All right. So the boy is taking the stuff from the shop and putting it out there. Roberto's grabbing the stuff from mine, taking it out there. Roberto's using the vehicle to drop off.
Well,
That's what we got to find out.
Okay. We got some evidence.
And
Do we want
Marcus
to take the
found
stuff
out about
away,
this.
or do we want to leave it as bait and see who comes and picks it up?
You want to leave another trap? We don't have a camera, though.
Yeah, we don't got no cameras. And the range is too far for the cameras. I mean, we could set up camp and just
Yeah, but...
stake out. We could do a stakeout, but we have no idea when they're going to pick it.
Is there a pizza joint in town?
No, sorry.
We can't do a stakeout. Without pizza, you can't do a stakeout.
Well, okay, what about... does any of us have the technical knowledge to rig up a chronocom to a dose grenade or something and do another trap like there?
Yeah, you guys could do that.
I mean, we don't have a camera, but we could switch the cameras from my chronocom. Leave my...
So it calls us when it goes off, and then we rush out there to pick up the sleeping victim.
Yeah. Or a tangler grenade or whatever.
The problem is you're about 10 kilometers from the village. So it's out of chronocom range.
Yes,
from the village.
I don't have any tanglers.
Can't we just use like a Pringles can to boost the Wi-Fi?
I do have a pair of sunglasses, so I do wear my sunglasses at night.
Okay. You could
And when you say you mean Angel.
Angel, yes. Angel could rig up a couple relays if you wanted to. Or you could try to anyways.
Okay.
But you could go back to the mine and fabricate a radio relay.
That would be
that
great.
could
He
transmit.
had 10 hours. He's down in the mine now, isn't he?
What?
Ruperto's down in the mine now, right?
He is for another couple hours.
Let's just do that, or go get another camera, or but a relay.
Well,
we need
they
a
only
relay.
had two. So I think we're going to have to do
We'll get a relay then. All right, let's try that.
Okay.
All right.
Or we could stake out by just sitting within the vehicle close enough for range.
That's
Yeah,
what I was doing.
You could do that
Because
too.
then we can get there fast enough that something, but then we still have to run all the way the other direction in case that dose grenade goes off.
Well, that would be, but in the middle would be just about right either way. Cause
You would be just on the edge both directions if you got right in between them.
Okay.
5 meters between both.
It's close enough that you could position yourself that you were within range of both of them. That is possible.
Okay. So, is there a donut shop?
Well, how about we put Jill and Shahuzan and Zolki out there?
They could be the stakeout.
You guys are permanent stakeout.
Pizza or donuts? That's what I need.
You could probably get donuts at the general store.
What's that thing that humans drink with donuts?
Dr. Pepper?
I guess if you want to stay awake.
So
They drink in Texas.
I guess we gotta go do this stakeout then. Oh lordy. So wait,
All
so
right.
that means we're still hooking up the
All right, somebody's got to make a roll
Chronometer with the nose?
to rig up the trap here at the drop point.
And we all know who it's not going to be.
Oh no, Eric does. He's the demolitions guy, so no, he does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you put a dose grenade on that one again?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Somebody lend me a dose grenade. Or wait, we used somebody else's before, didn't we? So I've
That
got
was
one.
mine.
We
Yeah.
have the one. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you rig it up. Do you want to do anything else out there around that?
Put
thing, or you
everything
just
back
wanna-
the way we thought it was, and
Okay.
Yep. Well, looks like we're going to have to be searching out here for a while to look for things. At some point after all this.
So now we're gonna find out at least why Mark. Joke.
All right. So you begin the stakeout.
There's probably a good time to stop.
Yeah,
point.
this is probably a good point to stop.
Yeah.
It's getting pretty late. So, but you've got that all set up. You've got a trap set at the close drop point and one at the far drop point. You think maybe the son of the general store owner is the one taking the stuff from the city, and you suspect Roberto at the mine.
Yeah. We got the camera set up at
And
the
you've got the camera set up.
Grove.
so what's our next plan date?
The 8th? 9th? The day before you leave?
That'll
This
work.
Friday before you leave
Yeah.
to go to Malaysia? The 8th.
Oh,
So
we're
it'd be
going to Malaysia.
December 8th.
That'll work.
So
Yeah, I want a free all expense paid trip to Malaysia.
That's where I was born, actually.
Really?
Yeah, in a little town called, well, not little anymore, suburb now, but it's called Klang. It's just to the west of Kuala Lumpur. So
Okay, I've been to KL. I'm going to be
Yeah.
down in Johor Bahru, across from Singapore.
okay. So the hoity-toity area.
That's where our factory is.
Okay.
Yeah, enjoy.
Oh yeah, rush out there in 1 week and do everything and rush back.
Well, besides the technical difficulties,
Besides the tech what?
besides
The
the
technical
technical exactly, besides the technical difficulties, how do you think it went? Any problems?
I think the problems were
Story-wise?
with us.
Nobody can roll.
I think we're
the
doing
dice
fine.
roll is hard.
I think we
We're
got
kicking.
we got confused about things. So
But we're starting to build up evidence, and at first you're clueless because that's the way it starts. But I
yeah,
think we're getting somewhere. I mean, my hypothesis: new can of worms. These guys are hypnotized. That's why they don't remember doing it, and all this stuff is being left for some worm.
worms.
Oh,
Yeah.
Worm City, because they said this.
But Dole doesn't figure that out yet because he's not thinking about worms.
He's thinking about blowing things up.
He really wants to use that.
What he thinks about all the time.
Okay,
So-
yeah, I realize with a B team, we can't make rules, and that's the thing about Star Frontiers. When you first start out, your character's stuck.
Yeah.
Really stuck.
Actually, when you first start out in most roles. So, I'm not going to say all because there's some that you in most.
Yeah, it depends on the game.
Yeah.
All right, is there
Yeah.
anything I should be doing? Would be better if I did differently, or that would be more helpful or useful, or
I think we need a map that shows a little bit. Where's this
yeah, I can make
From
that.
the
Yeah,
town to the mine to
I
the.
didn't
where we-
make one of the whole valley, but I can do that. I can have one of those by next time, and show
Yeah.
you where everything is. Okay, I'll do that.
Ooh.
That's the one map I didn't make.
That was the most necessary, man. Is there anything that you need from our side?
No, I think you guys are good.
We're bumbling around, but we'll get there
You're getting
eventually.
there. You're getting really close, actually. So
Hey, this is our first gig.
that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
And I will
All right.
I will try to make sure that I have this all set up to run on my other computer next time. That's much more capable, so that I don't have the technical difficulties that time. So that's my other main task.
All right.
Okay, cool.
And hopefully we
And
can
I
get
appreciate
everybody
the
here
email.
next time.
Yeah, I like the email to remind me
Yeah, I will. I'll do that.
like that.
So, all right.
And that's it
Well,
then.
Okay.
Have a good night, everybody.
you
Enjoy.
too.
Good night.
Whoever was in the military as well as I
Yeah.
hope you had a good Veterans Day.
Oh yeah, good. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it. I mean, for this here, I forgot to say that if anyone was a veteran.
Yeah.
My
Not
So,
me. My
okay.
dad, my brother, my brother-in-law, my nephews.
dad and my brother.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
So-
Well, good luck, everybody. And
Yep.
if either of you guys, since I know Tom's always busy with his editing 12 different websites,
And also making 3D models of the ships.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm almost
But,
done with the
if
write-up on the Stealth Scout.
If you guys are interested, we could kind of run through some of those and count them.
Okay, so email me when I'm free. I'll be down.